This podcast is brought to you by members of the Portland community.
Welcome to This Is Us Portland podcast, our local community conversation. We are the host, Mary Pont, Director of Youth Services, and Allison Behnke, Outreach Coordinator.
Our conversations will cover topics of interest and concern to all members of our community. We will be joined monthly by people who bring their voices of experience and knowledge to our roundtable. Topics of discussion will cover what deeply matters in our town of Portland.
Please join us today to learn more about This Is Us Portland initiative.
Hello, welcome back. It's Allie Behnke. I'm here with Mary Pont, Director of Youth Services, and we're sitting in the middle school with Jaime McDermott, who is the social worker. School counselor here at the middle school. It's okay. We're here to talk about a new program that we've teamed up with the schools to start, and that is a mentoring program here in the town of Portland. And we are teaming up with Jaime and also some of the folks over at the high school to really connect kids with community members and give them an extra adult in their life to speak to.
I think we know that we've got some really great people that live in the town of Portland that are willing to reach out and be part of this program to come into the school and work with the kids. So we are excited about it. It's something new for the town of Portland. And when something new starts, we always have that big buzz about it. And this is our way of really getting the buzz out there. We've advertised it. We've had a blip in the River East. We're getting some people applying, so we have an application process. It isn't that they can just walk in the door and make a decision they want to be a mentor. They have to go through an application process as well. So I think people can understand it a little better if they know that there is an application process. It isn't, we're not going to open the door and let just anyone in. We've got great people, but we want to make sure that people understand that. So it's great to be able to work with the school, and it's such a positive thing. I'm continually saying partnership. When we collaborate and we have partnerships with whatever entity, whether it's a school or the other entities in town, it makes it a really strong statement.
Absolutely, and we're very excited to kind of be able to strengthen that partnership, and our kids can use it, so it's going to be a great thing if we can get it up and running. It's going to be awesome.
I was going to say, this is a school-based mentoring program. It's evidence-based, and it's been running in many communities across Connecticut. We have support from the Governor's Prevention Partnership to get training for us as well as all of our mentors. It has proven success. I think one of the things I have a question about is, how do you see it playing a role for kids in your middle school? I know we're starting with 7th grade. And how do you see that playing out, or what are the important features and what stands out in your mind for why you wanted to be on board? Yeah.
And also, this is your first year here in Portland, so it's a new beginning. So what a great opportunity it is for us to work with you as a new partnership with you, who is just starting here in Portland.
Yes. We piloting it with 7th grade I think is great, because then we can really build those relationships between them and their mentor to continue that into 8th grade. And I know our long-term goal is to kind of continue that up through into the high school years.
Right.
But just making sure that these students, one, know that they have a voice and have somebody else within the community that they can go to for kind of supports. Families are busy, and so being able to kind of utilize the opportunity and time within the school day to get these students extra supports, kind of just meeting with people in addition to myself or Miss Bohannon, the social worker, or school-based clinicians, just kind of being able to I
think it's also meeting on a different level.
Yes.
I know over the course of time, and I have not done it in a few years, we have done surveys in our school, middle school through high school. And one of the big blaring things is that a lot of the kids don't think that the community cares for them, that they don't feel part of the community. The community feels that they are an important piece, which we know is not true, but it's all in the perception. So I think by building this kind of a program, to be able to build that sense of the people in the community really do care about me. And there's a lot of great people that live in this community. So we're excited about that partnership because of that. If that's one of the pieces that we can chink away at, that survey can now, if we were to do it again, and I'm not saying we're going to, it's a little cost to it, that if we were to do it again, hopefully that would show, at least in this level where we're starting, that would change. Because I think the more they experience positive role models, positive adult peers, all of that is going to make a change for the kids.
And I think one of the biggest things is, like you're saying, that we're partnering up and we need connections. These kids need connections,
right.
And they need connections in all aspects of life. And even as adults, we're partnering up, we're making connections, we're utilizing different resources around us to achieve goals that we've set for ourselves within the workplace, within our personal lives. So this is kind of, for them, it's showing them how to kind of make those connections to get those resources that they need, whether it's for academic support, just a free time, some social emotional components, finding those connections. And maybe their mentor has a resource or a connection or a partnership for something else to kind of broaden their horizon on that more. I think it's kind of even looking at it in that more broader aspect of it's making the connections.
Right.
Definitely. I think Google is a wonderful tool, but it doesn't fill in all the gaps of the things that you need to know. And sometimes it is just being able to touch base with that person to say, geez, I'm wondering about, do you know anything about that? And hopefully those conversations are going to happen. And it could be that mentor is not going to have that answer, but hopefully by the next time they get together, they're going to find an answer for them or find someone that they can talk to, whether it's all of a sudden realizing they need to talk to you or they need to talk to someone else. But that's not going to be their goal. Their goal is to come and they're not going to be sitting doing homework. They're going to be doing other things with the kids.
Right.
So that's an important piece for people to understand.
Right. I think one of the things that we've heard a lot about is how does mentoring help our students? So what is research actually showing us in terms of mentoring helping students? And one of the biggest things is reducing truancy. That's a huge outcome, helping kids stay in school, whether that be they show up because they feel a connection with someone outside in the community who's relying on them to show up, and they feel like they want to spend time with that adult. Also, increase in academic performance, I think, a decrease in negative behaviors. All of that. So there's really, it's a win-win. Yeah. It's an opportunity for an adult who also could use maybe a connection into the community themselves and have purpose and feel like they're giving back to a student who really could use a positive adult influence in their life.
Absolutely.
And I think we're seeing the increase in truancy, we're seeing the increase of tardiness, and how does that fit into the academic world when you're late for a class or you're not there at all and don't think about it and don't have that worry that, if I'm not there. Because I think that's what it's almost got. What difference does it make? Makes a big difference for them personally. Does it make a difference for the school? Not really. Who makes the difference? Right. It's about the child. It's about the teen. It's about that person who's not here and not moving forward in their life. And that's what we're seeing. They're stuck. They're not moving forward in their life. So maybe we're hoping that this is going to definitely prove that this is going to change a little bit. And kids are going to be picked for a lot of different reasons. So,
So I think our next place to go is how do you become a mentor?
Yeah.
So we're hoping through this podcast, through this release, that we'll get community members who are interested in joining us. It is school-based, so it's during the school week.
Yes.
It's 45 minutes to 50 minutes once a week in the school, and we really are asking people to make a commitment because students are expecting you to show up. So if you're interested, it really is committing to a person who is expecting, a friend, a community member, someone that they trust to show up weekly. Yeah. The process is an application. You can get that through the services. We have them in our office. We can mail them out to you. So I'll have Mary give the phone number.
It's 860-342-6758. And we'll pop it right in the mail immediately as soon as we get that call from you. So that's, a great opportunity for us to be so involved in this process.
So if you're interested, do that. Reach out for an application. The process is fill it out, get it back to us as soon as possible. We really want to kick this off. I think we're thinking end of March.
Yeah.
There's a big breakfast, so once applications are approved, if you're truly interested, we're going to connect students with adults and have a big breakfast at the school to welcome them. So don't take your time and, reach out if you're interested so that we can get this program going. We're hoping to pilot small, see how it goes, and then expand next year.
And definitely call if you have any questions on it, because I think that's the bigger thing. If you're curious about it or have questions, then call and ask the questions, and then we can hopefully guide you through that. I think the one thing we do want people to understand is that once you're involved in it and want to be involved in it, it is going to be a commitment, because we want the kids to understand that that person is making a commitment for you. They're going to be there for you on a weekly basis. They're going to set a time when they're going to be here, because that's just what adults do, that they set a time or they are there for an appointment. So we want to instill that, that's what we would like to see, that if someone is willing to make that commitment, that is a way of showing the kids that you care and making the difference with this program.
Yeah, because ultimately our goal is for them to match with them in March, and then work with them through the remainder of the school year, and then pick back up in August or September when school picks
starts,
back up, when they're now in 8th grade. So
absolutely,
that's our ultimate hope and dream on all of this. So
and that's what we base a lot of our things, our hopes and our dreams. And if we didn't start looking at things like that and saying, well, someday we can, that someday has to happen, and we want it to happen, and to move forward. When we see the need, we try to figure out how are we going to make this, how are we going to make it work? Not how are we going to fix it, how are we going to make it work?
Right. What steps can we take in the right direction? Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
I think we did pretty good. We survived kids changing class, the bell ringing, and all of the above. Your first podcast. So
thank you to Jamie and Mary, and please reach out to the services, and we'll be back with another show soon. Thank you for joining us today. Please tune again every month for our continuing conversations. You can find the link on the Portland website and This Is Us Facebook page.